2016, but they came really close yesterday. The Steelers blew a 14-point fourth quarter lead, and the Browns actually tied it with under a minute left on a Tyrod Taylor to Josh Gordon touchdown. The game then went to overtime, and the Browns had a chance to win, but had a field goal blocked. Overall, Tyrod struggled, going just 15 for 40 and getting sacked 7 times. We're joined by Fox NFL analyst Michael Vick. Michael, I'm glad you're with us today. I want to start with you. How quickly do the Browns need to go to Baker Mayfield?
Well, it's going to be really soon if Tyrod have another day like this. and that's my boy. Me and Tyrod spend a lot of time together, train him coming out. But listen, I have to call it how I see it.
Right.
And, you give him the benefit of the doubt. You give him one more game, go down to New Orleans next week. They play on the road. It won't be inclement weather like yesterday.
Yep.
You won't be playing a team that's wearing their emotions on their sleeve. It was an emotional day yesterday for the Pittsburgh Steelers. But the performance has to get better. I think they had 3 opportunities to score in overtime yesterday. And regardless if, it was raining or, if it was snowing, you got to find a way to get it done in those conditions. For that football team, for that franchise and what they've been through, what they need to get accomplished, something has to happen. So, Baker Mayfield showed us a lot in preseason. He's an exceptional talent, but at the end of the day, you don't want to put him out there in a game like yesterday against a team like the Pittsburgh Steelers and things not go as well and he get ruined, So I think he has the talent, but the good part about this is that he has a chance to just, get himself together, still continue to learn, still learn from Tyrod, and ultimately he'll be the guy stepping in if, Tyrod continue to have days, going 15 for 40, for 100 and some odd yards. It's just not enough production. I don't care what the weather indicates.
I said it. I said I give him 1 or 2. And New Orleans is not going to help the situation because they ticked off because they lost their home opener.
Yeah.
You don't want to go 0-2 down in losing those 2 games at home.
True.
Yeah.
So you're going to get a team that's going to come out fast and they're going to be upset and they're going to try to hang 48 on you like Tampa hung 48 on them. Skip, the thing is that when you look at this, in the words of Sam Cooke, a change is going to come. And I said this
At
earlier.
some point, absolutely.
I believe it's sooner than later because their bye week is way, way on down there in November. Tyrod played like he played yesterday because that's a game you got to win. You get 6 turnovers, you only turn it over 1, so you're +5 in the turnover battle.
At home,
and you tie the game? That's unacceptable. You can't go 15 for 40. You got to find a way to make one play. And that's the difference between a lot of quarterbacks.
Whether it's in the pass game or run game.
You got to find that one play to be made, and you got to put your team in a position to win that game. And Tyrod didn't do that yesterday. I'm not going to put it all on him. I believe Todd Haley could have called a better ball game.
I do too. I agree.
That's neither here nor there. At the end of the day, it gets placed at the feet of the quarterback. He gets all the credit when things go well. He must take the lion's share of the blame when things go bad. And you say, well, they tied the game. No, this is a loss because you got 5. You're +5 in the turnover battle, and you're at home. This is a loss. You're 1-31 in your last 2 years. You got to win this game, Tyrod. I believe he's a week to 2 weeks away, top Skip Bayless. Because if he doesn't play good, I put it like this here. If he doesn't play good next week, when they come back home and play the Jets, Baker Mayfield, no, they played it. Yeah, they played the Jets.
Yeah.
It's over.
Week 3?
Over.
Yep, they played the Jets, yep. Thursday night, I don't know, Skip. That's a Thursday night game. You think he'd be ready Thursday night? So they might have to. So it might be September 30th on the road against Oakland.
On the road?
Yeah, but you don't want to. That's a Thursday night. That's a fast turnaround from Sunday.
True.
To Michael Vick's first point, I say this and you scoff at me. You think I'm just saying this for effect, but I'm not. Tyrod Taylor is a good man. You know it, and I know it. Frank Beamer called him, I think he said he was the greatest leader I've ever been around, and I have no doubt about his leadership capabilities. That team respects him. Do they love him? Do they light up for him? I don't know if it goes that far because he's not an electric kind of leader. He's just a cool customer. He is so poised. He's such a pro's pro. He's going to do the right thing at the right time, but I think he's limited in his arm strength. He doesn't have this cannon. This guy had a cannon.
Right.
And by the way, what happened when you were a rookie? Did you get ruined when you were a rookie?
He didn't start.
No.
Chris Chandler started.
Yeah, Chris Chandler
How
started,
much did
and
you
I
get to play?
played in 2 games early, but the more I sat, the better.
Okay, but
I got.
it didn't ruin you to
It
play
don't
in
ruin
those
me,
2
no.
games. and you went up, was it your second year to Lambeau? And it was pretty miserable night, wasn't it? Wasn't it pretty cold?
Inclement weather.
It was inclement, and you just figured out how to get it out of town with a W, didn't you? Okay. The Baker Mayfield I know would have won that game yesterday. And I'm not second guessing. I first guessed. I thought he should have started from the start. But you already had Tyrod because it was out of sequence. You'd already gotten Tyrod before you picked Baker first overall. Correct. I don't think Baker can be ruined by this. I could be wrong, but he's got a mental toughness to him because he's got such a big chip on his shoulder because he was a walk-on twice. Jenny knows him.
Yeah.
He
has a lot.
He's built to some tough stuff. Mm-hmm. I just don't think it would ruin him. Would he struggle? Would he have thrown 2 interceptions yesterday? He probably would have.
Yeah.
Would he have made 2 more plays than Tyrod? I believe he would have. Because, look, Tyrod is obviously much faster down the field, and Tyrod had a good game running the football. He had 8 carries for 77 yards and led them in rushing. But Baker's slipperier in the pocket.
Baker
like he's got escapability in the pocket, and Tyrod went down 7 times yesterday. That's too many. You can't go 5 of 18 on third down. That's 28%. You can't go 15 of 40 because that's 38%. So a lot of plays got left out on a field in which Ben and company gave it to you 6 times. Well, you just have to close the deal. I just believe Baker's more of a spark plug, and he would have made a couple plays that would have closed the deal, and all of a sudden the Cleveland Browns would be off to the races. Now, that would be at Tyrod's expense, and I don't want to see a man lose his job. I just want to see the Cleveland Browns be the surprise team.
Yeah. This pro sports.
It's pro sports at all. And I will say this, I'm somewhat biased because, listen, me and Tyrod has a relationship, and I want to see him succeed.
Right.
But at the end of the day, the game is about production. And we always talked about that. So Baker Mayfield showed us enough in preseason where he can be a spark for Cleveland Browns. This is what they need right now. And I don't know how much longer they can hold off. I don't know how much longer I want to see them keep him out. You know, I think he deserves the opportunity to show why he's the number 1 pick.
So to me, for the Browns, we talk about moral victories. That was a moral loss to me.
Absolutely. Without a doubt.
It's lost. It goes in the record book as a tie, but that's a loss. You're at home, and that's the division. Steelers are one of the teams that's favored to represent the AFC in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And you had them in your building, and you were +5 in the turnover battle, and you tied that ball game. You have to find a way to win. Man, can you imagine the electricity in that locker room? I know it's game 1. Can you imagine the electricity in that stadium as the fans are leaving? I know it's game 1. But, Skip, you got to give them something.
Crazy.
Yeah. Tyrod definitely gave him something to talk about.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's making it real easy.
Yeah.
Because you could have won that game and nobody's talking about Baker Mayfield starting skill. You win this game no matter how bad. If you win this game, that's on ice for another week.
I know.
Because you tied the game. Yeah. You tied it. You didn't lose it. You tied it. You're like, man, Baker might have would have won that thing.
I know. He wasn't the 4th pick in the draft. He was the 1st pick.
Yes.
He is the reigning Heisman Trophy winner. Last year, he threw 43 touchdown passes to 6 interceptions. I don't know.
You want him to start this week in New Orleans?
Be tough. It's probably wrong place, wrong time for
wrong
anybody.
Yeah.
I'm not sure I want Tom Brady to start this week.
Somebody get the buzz saw. Somebody get the catching the buzz saw.
Absolutely, especially
Well,
when
since
New Orleans.
both of us picked him to represent the NFC in the Super Bowl, they better bounce back. They better not go 0-2 at home.
Yeah, we need to bounce back.
It's a tough hole
Marcus
to get out of.
Lattimore, he needs to have a bounce back game.
Woo.
Yeah, because that's
Deshaun and
Evans went yard on him.
Mike Evans, they went crazy yesterday.
Okay, they went crazy because they thought this bearded big old guy is starting a quarterback, and we got this, right? And you go out and just think you can show up, put on a show, and you got showed up at home, right?
You know how Fitzpatrick is, Skip. There was no expectation. He was expected to lose in
Has
New
he
Orleans.
not done this before?
Yes.
He has done this before.
But now, all of a sudden, they're like, oh, man, Tampa, they look good. They might be able to do something. Guess what happened? Remember with the Jets when he went 10-6 and he got that big money to come back?
He just roller coasted.
Yeah, exactly. Same thing with the Texans.
Yeah.
Oh, Fitzpatrick going to hit him up. Okay. Expectations. Kills a lot of careers.
It does. Yep. But Ryan's made a good chunk of change.
Oh, yeah, fooling him.
And if you keep playing like that, he'll continue to make chunks of change. Checks keep rolling in.
Oh, Michael, thank you
Thank you.
for being here. All right, does Saquon Barkley already look like a star?
Yeah, it looks good.
In the 4th quarter, he looked
Another
pretty
100
good.
yards
We're
this
gonna
week.
discuss
Here we
that
go.
next.
Another 100.